Hey guys, this is EJ Holland with the Wolverine.com, and today we're going to be breaking down 5 recruits that Michigan needs to get on campus this fall. These are recruits that have never visited Michigan but have talked about visiting and have said they are high on the Wolverines. Now, that recruiting ban on visits has been lifted, so the Wolverines have an opportunity to get some of these guys on campus. And we're going to start off with one of the nation's premier pass rushers in Ari Watford in the 2025 recruiting class out of Norfolk. Maury, he is a guy that I've seen many times and is extremely impressive. 6'5", 230 pounds, super physical, long, and like I said, just one of the best pass rushers in the country. Michigan offered him as an underclassman. They've been recruiting the Tidewater area really hard over the last year. They had success last cycle pulling Brandon Hillman out of the region. This year, they're in the lead for a couple of 2025 prospects like Jamari Deloach and Messiah Delhomme. So they're looking to make an impact with Ari Watford. He did tell me the last time I talked to him that he's had good conversations with Stafford Dylan Roney and that he is looking to make a visit to Michigan at some point in the near future. But, Michigan obviously has a lot to sell to pass rushers, having produced guys like David Ajabo and Aiden Hutchinson. And that's something that really has impressed Watford. And the same can be said about our next guy on the list, and that is Edge the year Mathis out of Philadelphia Imhotep Charter. Imhotep produces some of the best defensive players in the country. Michigan got one last cycle in Samaj Bridgman, so there is a connection there. Bridgman is a guy that Mathis looks up to, and Mathis told me he really wants to get out to Michigan to see Bridgman play and get his first look at the program. So Mathis was actually supposed to visit Michigan this summer and had some travel complications, so he didn't make it in. So the Wolverines are pressing to get him in Ann Arbor this fall. He is ranked as the number 8 edge in the country, the number 62 overall recruit nationally, 6'5", 230 pounds. I've had a chance to see Mathis twice. I saw him in game, or 3 times. I saw him in game twice last year, and I saw him at the Under Armour camp in Baltimore. He definitely passes the eye test. He's a longer, lankier edge rusher with plenty of room to add weight. And he just looks like an absolute monster when he turn on his film. So if you haven't watched that year Mathis, I'd encourage you to do so. But both Watford and Mathis are at the top of Michigan's edge board for next cycle, and the Wolverines really need to get them on campus to have a chance. Next guy on the list is linebacker Kamar Archie out of Princeton Hunt School in New Jersey. Now, Archie is a guy I had a chance to see live a couple of weeks ago, and man, he was so impressive. 6'1", 230 pounds, a physical inside backer. He's a little bit on the shorter end, but he can run sideline to sideline. He smacks people. He makes plays in coverage. He had 2 interceptions in the scrimmage I saw him in, and he also had a touchdown while playing a running back. So, with Chris Partridge back and having the New Jersey ties, I think that'll help. Now, he is from the southern part of the state, so that is Grant Newsome's area, and Newsome has done a fantastic job of recruiting him as well. I think the tandem of Partridge and Newsome will have Michigan in play for Archie. Penn State is considered the leader in this recruitment, but I think once he visits Michigan, this is a prospect the Wolverines can really make an impact with. Now, the unfortunate thing about Archie is a lot of his games are on Saturdays, so he hasn't had a chance to check out many schools. It's still early in his process, but Michigan is one he told me he wants to get to. When I talked to him a couple of weeks ago, he told me his interest is really high, and he's talking to Partridge on a weekly basis. So he's ranked as the number 7 linebacker and number 70 overall prospect in the country by On3, and I definitely agree with that ranking. Archie is a top level prospect, and he does have a connection to the program through 2024 commit Owen Wafel, his teammate. Next on the list is defensive back Hilton Stubbs out of Jacksonville Mandarin. So Michigan lost area recruiter George Hilo, replaced him with Chris Partridge. They haven't really attacked the Jacksonville area as hard since the departure of Hilo, but they did pull Jake Winera out of the area, and they are in the top 5 for Hilton Stubbs without having him on campus. So the fact that Stubbs has never visited Michigan, but he still has high enough interest with the type of offer sheet he has to include the Wolverines in his top group, that speaks volumes about his interest level in Michigan. He's had positive conversations with Steve Clinkscale and Jay Harbaugh. Steve Clinkscale stopped by during the spring evaluation period. Now, the usual suspects are considered major players here: Florida, Georgia, Florida State. But again, Michigan's a school that he's really intrigued by and he wants to get to soon. He's a top 100 recruit, the number 7 safety, and number 84 overall prospect nationally. He and Jake Winera played against each other a few weeks ago, and maybe Winera can help in that recruitment as well. The last prospect on our list is Marquis Davis out of Ohio. So Michigan going back to enemy territory, trying to land one of the best the state of Ohio has to offer. And Davis is the number 12 athlete in the country, the number 106 overall recruit nationally per On 3 out of Cleveland Heights. Davis is one of my favorite recruits next cycle when it comes to his on-field ability. Man, this is a guy that can do everything. He rushed for more than 300 yards in a game a couple of weeks ago while playing running back, but he can also play linebacker. He can play safety. He can play nickel. There's just so much versatility with Davis. He has a great stocky frame at 5'11", 200 pounds. His downhill speed is amazing on the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, he can make a lot of things happen. He's a great runner between the tackles, but he also has enough speed to break off those long runs. I think he can play anywhere at the next level. I think Michigan's had success with guys like that, even dating back to Jabril Peppers. So Marquis Davis is definitely one Michigan needs to get on campus this fall, especially with Ohio State having the lead on the On3 recruiting prediction machine and being considered the heavy favorite there. Now, it should be noted that Davis was supposed to be on campus during the first 2 weeks of the season, but obviously Michigan had that visit ban. So the Wolverines are looking to reschedule and get him on campus either this week or at some point, before the end of October, and hoping to get him back for a return visit for the game against Ohio State in November. But that does it, guys. Thanks again. Like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel.